Welcome back to the Articulate Podcast. I'm Savage.
And this is Ty. What's
And
up,
that
y'all?
was dry. Sahara Desert.
You know, this is one. I had one of those weeks so far.
Yeah, I'm coming off of a cold. So there's that.
I know, and people at work are annoying me, trying to tell me what to do. I get that you're my boss, but
How dare you try to tell me what to do?
right,
Stupid.
I can't be micromanaged. I will be out. I can't.
Yeah, you can
Appreciate the
micromanage
job,
me.
but
I will macro get the fuck out of there, please.
Oh, the fuck, K? I can't. But how was your week otherwise? What's going on other than you being sick?
I feel like that's taking up a lot of my time. What's going on that I can talk about? I mean, I just had to really align my chakras over the weekend.
Okay,
I
Lauren.
was living in squalor. I had to clean everything down to the baseboards. And, you know, I feel like that set me off on a good foot. So if any of y'all are living in squalor, I suggest that
Let
you
this
clean
be your motivation.
and get your energy right. Get your chakras aligned, okay?
As you know, I bought a car this past weekend.
Yes,
So
and it is everything.
that has been my excitement for the week. That's what's kept me going, even when people were getting on my fucking nerves at work.
Okay.
I said, well, let me go sit in this car for a minute and smell
Yes.
this new scent.
And it's a beautiful car, too. You
Align
did
my
that.
spirit.
Right.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to get into the Articulate segment. Please tell me you've heard this new DJ Khaled song with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Future.
I was listening to it earlier on my
It's
ride.
called Top Off.
You know, I didn't hear
And
Future's part, but, you know, I think I was really listening for Jay-Z
know
and
what?
Beyonce.
There's a reason why. He's got a few songs now that I've heard over the last, couple years where it's almost like he says the hook or something and then another artist on the track says the hook too. So it's almost like he's a reference track, but they left it on there. That's what it feels like. Because Beyonce repeated the same thing that he said, I'm pretty sure, on the hook.
I missed that.
But
But I'm going to
anyway.
go back and listen to it because I liked it.
Don't know if Future was necessarily.
All I know is he wasn't
Needed.
saying la-di-da-di-da, slab-o-be-da.
He be saying some dumb shit.
I
I'm sorry.
hated
Love
that.
Future,
It ruined the song.
but no.
La-di-da-di-da.
But just to give you a couple of lines from Beyonce, she said, I'm the only lady here, still the realest nigga in the room.
Okay.
I live. I love her.
I felt it. I felt it in my spirit. Every word she said. I was like, oh my God.
She went on to say, if they're trying to party with the queen, they're going to have to sign a non-disclosure. And people
Okay.
took that as Tiffany Haddish shade because Tiffany had told a story about hanging out with Beyonce at a party one time recently.
Beyonce don't care about that.
Well, that story was in the news, so everybody assumed it was shade. And people said she was shading Kim Kardashian. I kind of missed that part, but I also don't care enough. It's
She
Beyonce, and she can
doesn't
say what the
like
fuck
Kim Kardashian, so
she want to say, right?
who cares?
But Fame Monkey on Instagram said, or they at Tiffany Haddish and said, we told you keep your mouth shut. Now, before you sign the non-disclosure agreement, release her Snapchat name. She already don't like you anyway.
Exactly. Stupid. What's her snap?
Because Tiffany Haddish came back. She had responded to people saying it was about her and said she don't care. She'll sign a non-disclosure to hang out with Beyonce again.
Okay. So
And
what?
I couldn't agree more.
I
Right.
would do the same.
JCAZX on Instagram said, can people stop throwing Future on songs purely for decoration?
Exactly.
And that's what it was. A sprinkle of Future for no reason. He wasn't needed. He didn't add anything. Like, Beyonce could have did the hook. We would have been straight
We
with
would have
that.
been okay. Yeah, that must have been some politically motivated addition to the song.
In other Queen Bee news, Ticketmaster popped up with a On the Run 2 concert date in Philly. After everybody pulled their edges out. And trying to purchase them real quick, but they realized quickly that they couldn't because the shit wasn't real. I don't know what happened, but they weren't up. I don't even think they were up there an hour.
I would have kindly bought a ticket. Maybe not to Philly. I'm sorry. I know you said you got friends from Philly, but I don't care for the whole city.
Pieces and parts, certain streets,
None of it. The whole thing.
the whole thing.
It could go.
I haven't been, but I would go if that was the only show on the list. But apparently that's not even on the list. I don't know what that was about.
It
Mar.
was clearly an accident.
CIO said, I'm suing Ticketmaster for false advertisement. Because people had their credit cards ready to go. You already know that.
Somebody said Beyonce knew we got our tax money back.
Ready to collect the coin. And we were ready to give it to her.
They were like, I'm pissed. Right, because she about to take all of it, them high-ass tickets.
K. Renee K said, good, because my coin's not ready yet. LOL. If you ain't ready, you better get ready, because I feel something coming. It's been too long.
Yeah, they definitely gonna come out. And I'm here for another wife and husband tour from those two. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I went to the Atlanta show. It was everything. How could it not be good?
Exactly. I mean, I love Jay-Z before he was even with Beyonce. And I
You
love
did, I
Beyonce since forever.
I remember you being a Jay-Z stan.
I was a stan. I'm still a stan. Shit.
And now a Beehive member, obviously.
Obviously. If you're not, like, I really question your values in life. Like, what do you live for? You know what I mean?
Clearly something's wrong if you're not
What is your value
a Beehive member.
base? Are you religious? I don't know.
Not my friend. That's what you are. Trash.
You the ops.
Right.
Stupid.
Blac Chyna.
Fake booty.
Couple things.
That's all I heard when you said that.
Her fake ass recently hit the internet. For some reason, it made a bigger impact. I think it was
so big.
I don't know what it was. I've seen her ass several times. It's always looked disgusting. So this time I don't know.
It was in high definition.
I guess that's.
It was just in HD. Somebody took it they took it in portrait mode, and all of us were like, "What the fuck?"
Every pixel of that ass.
Happening.
It just looked like she looked like she's really skinny, but then she stuck two big ass basketballs on her back. It doesn't fit.
It looks horrible. And her thighs are skinny. And she's so pretty. Like, I can't understand why she wants to walk around like that. Like, why do you want to walk around? Like, how does that feel to sit on it? You know what I mean? Like, you're sitting on a foreign object. I mean, I guess you're getting used to it, right?
Let the record show that Kim Kardashian's ass is also disgusting. It doesn't look good either. But it looks slightly more normal than Blac Chyna's. Blac Chyna just is ridiculous.
I don't think Kim's is as big as Blac Chyna's either.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think it's as large, but it's not
big.
As
perfectly circular. Like,
she had more
normal.
Sculpting to hers. Kim, she did the best she could, you know, with what she had. Big ass.
Oh, that's
I don't want them big stinky booties anyway. I have a hard enough time trying to keep my ass clean throughout the day. So, I mean, okay.
They had to hose that thing down for Blac Chyna. That's probably why she was in that ocean.
They probably have bidets. They have to have bidets in their house.
That's a lot of reaching. I don't know.
You got to have a bidet.
Oh, that's Jay on Instagram said, throw the whole body away. And I can take it or leave it. Blac Chyna, do better. She also was in the news because she's dating some 18-year-old rapper, YBN Almighty J. Never heard of him.
Why are you dating an 18-year-old?
It's very strange. I'm going to assume he graduated from high school. It would have been class of, 2017? Like, he literally just got a diploma.
So I went on Instagram for whatever reason while you were talking just now, and I'm just looking at Blac Chyna's booty again. It's so horrible. She had this long 80-inch weave. Like, the hair is just sitting on her ass just so. And she's drinking water, like, kind of posing. It's horrible.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but this is a man's perspective, obviously. But when women or people in general get fake hair weaves, fake asses, fake bodies, and work done, isn't the whole point for it to look natural?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why would you do that to yourself? You're like disfigured.
And it's like her profile, it looks like an Ant's Life. You remember that movie?
Yes.
She looks like an ant.
That's exactly what it looks like.
I don't get
But
it.
now that ass is getting dug out by an 18-year-old rapper allegedly. If you ask me, she has a list of people, guys, rappers, whoever, that she's going down and saying she's agreeing to go under contract with them to market them as her boyfriend. That's what I think it is.
Oh, absolutely, and they're
It's
paying
a
her.
publicity stunt.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, and it's smart on both of their parts. All she got
It's
to
the
do is
same
kiss
way
him.
all y'all are trying to market products through some of these popular Instagram people.
Teamy, T, Fashion Nova. This is like the market. It's yeah, it's a new marketing model. But
Exactly. That's what I
why?
think she's doing.
Why did Jess Hilarious say, "K Michelle, come talk to her"? K Michelle took her booty out.
Uh, well, I've
A
seen
little bit of
pictures.
it.
It's. I'd have to see a before and after on that one because that ass still big. Them hips are still there. Like, and how do you deflate it? Are they literally like doing lipo on your ass?
I don't know, but we can move forward because
Well, her dating this rapper, 18 rapper. I had a couple comments on that. Underscore I am savage, bruh. Underscore said,
oh, that's my cousin.
LOL. Tyga did it with Kylie. Don't be mad because she doing it. And what I say to that is, I didn't like it then either. The
But
fuck?
Kylie, oh, they're talking about the age gap. I was about to say
Yeah.
Kylie didn't level up. You know what I mean?
I
The
mean,
younger person in that situation wasn't leveling up. Like this
right.
unknown guy is leveling up. So it's not really the same, but I see what they did.
I still think people felt the same way about that as they do this as far as the age thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, QBGE on Instagram said, her and Tyga love babysitting other people's kids.
Okay.
And that will be the end of that.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Did you watch the Oscars
I
at all?
didn't. I had anything else to do.
I watched literally the last 15 minutes. I think I saw the best part when they announced like the big awards, best actor and best movie or whatever. So that was probably the most important part. But I went back for highlights for the other shit. You know, social media never lets me down.
Yes, I
But
love the whole cast of Black Panther on the red carpet.
they were everything,
I
are
lived.
everything. But if you didn't hear, Kobe Bryant won an Oscar
Oh
for best
yeah, I saw
animated
that
short
too.
film. It's called Dear Basketball.
I never heard of it until then.
Me neither. I don't think anybody saw it either. It's Kobe.
Okay.
Jordan Peele won Best Original Screenplay for Get Out. Apparently,
Ooh,
he quit writing that script around 20 times, and he kept coming back to it before he finished it. So that's like a big ass like piece of motivation right there.
he
If you
did
need
that
any.
right for all of us procrastinators
Exactly.
and giver uppers. I'm just glad he didn't win for like best comedy or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was a huge award. Apparently, that's the first time any black person has won in that category.
I love it.
Go figure. Did you see that Tiffany Haddish? She wore the same dress again for like the third time. It's this
Yes.
$4,000, I think, Michael Costello dress that she said in the joke or on an interview or something that she's gonna keep wearing that shit till it fall apart. And I
I
don't blame
like
her.
it. I don't blame her either. It's
She real as
cute.
fuck.
And I feel like she could have split in it the second and third time. I don't know.
I don't know, but
When did she
she
have
still
on?
look good.
When did she have on that Eritrean dress?
I think she wore that on the red carpet and then inside because she presented an award. She changed to that repeat dress.
Niggas were not happy about the Eritrean dress.
What did I send you? That 50 Cent said.
Who did this to my baby? Who did
Everybody
this to
getting
my
fired.
But I didn't know she was half because usually East African, Eritrean and Ethiopians, they have a very distinctive look
Yeah, they
about
do.
them, and she doesn't have it.
Yeah, but she looked good. Otherwise, I love her. She's
She
real as fuck.
does.
She had the dress on with some fucking Uggs on the stage presenting an award.
Somebody was saying she's not funny. Like it was some post on Instagram, and it was a bunch of people saying she wasn't funny, and I'm like, she is funny.
All that matters is that you're here talking about her in these comments. That's what the fuck.
And then she's getting a check and she's cashing it.
Yeah, because apparently now she's gonna be in some Tyler Perry movie. Somebody said that may be the beginning and the end, sis.
I was about to say. I was about to say.
She's trying to get a fucking check and feed this family. That's what she said about when she signed with Netflix recently. She was like, "Look, I'm just trying to feed my damn. It's enough to feed my family." That's what she said about the
Facts.
amount.
But Tyler Perry, girl, because he is gonna nig her out. Do you hear me? She gonna have on a lace front. Woo.
Okay, out of this world.
Congrats.
Adib, Addeab said on Instagram, "That's what you call good budget living." She's on to something, and he's right. She's still a whole fool and a whole nigga. So,
Right.
Trump also had something to say about the Oscars the next day.
He did.
He said, he tweeted, "Lowest rated Oscars in history. Problem is, we don't have stars anymore, except your president."
Trump.
Just kidding, of course.
No, you're not. You need to find anything
So
else
trash.
to do. You need to worry about all those people you got in the White House that don't have a fucking secret security clearance or a security clearance for that matter, because they're all crooks.
Did Trump sit in bed with the McDonald's Big Mac watching the Oscars, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
what?
I know he was watching the Oscars. He was watching to see if anybody said anything about him. He is so paranoid about what people have to say about him.
He's
It's not
probably
even
mad he
funny.
wasn't invited or some shit. But Jimmy Kimmel had the best response. He said, "Thanks, lowest rated president in history."
And that's it.
Exactly. Nail on the damn head.
And that's that.
In other words, Trump, shut the fuck up like
Shut
you need
up.
to do every fucking day.
You worry about ratings while you sending the country into a fucking shit spiral.
Usher and his wife of 2 years are getting a divorce.
Herpes.
Who's surprised?
I'm surprised it took that long for her to throw it in the towel and give up.
Yes. Like you said, and I'm thinking, Desiree.R.Davis said, "It's official, he has herpes."
Nah, because she got it too.
No, what happened is she seen that outbreak and she said, "It is time to get the fuck out." Patrice underscore Chantel said, "She got to let it burn now too."
Exactly.
She might already be burning, quite as kept.
Poor thing.
I know. Her name was Grace Miguel. Nobody, I mean, a lot of people didn't even realize she was married from what I was reading. Everybody was like, huh? But,
Usher was.
yeah. People
I
didn't
didn't-
realize that Usher was married.
I didn't realize him and Tamika had been apart that long.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Because he was with this Grace chick for 10 years.
What? God.
Married for 2.
Then again, it could have overlapped. You never know. Usher a mess.
Exactly.
A whole mess.
You lose him how
joint-
you got him, girl.
They released a joint statement saying, "After much thought and consideration, we have mutually decided to separate as a couple." So sounds like they're still on good terms, but you never know because they could be telling us any damn thing.
Sure.
But good luck, y'all, because that hurt. Ain't no joke. Bless him, Lord. Oh, and keep Rick Ross in your prayers, y'all. Apparently, he was found unconscious or something at his house in Miami. I think this happened over the weekend. I don't know if he's out of the hospital yet, but it didn't sound good.
I forgot to mention. I got some lemon pepper wings from Wingspot this weekend. My first time having them from Wingspot.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
It was so good.
When I tell you, Wingstop is
so
good as fuck.
Fucking good. The fries were good. I'm getting
so
closer to
good.
the mic. The fries were good. The wings were good. I said, bitch, the blue cheese sauce. I know you don't like blue cheese.
We need
The
to make
blue
one of those
cheese was
videos
good.
eating lemon pepper wings on the mic.
Like that lady. I saw that recently. She was biting a head of cabbage. I said, whose mother? I'm just mad because I didn't think of it because I like to eat and shit. I can get paid for eating. I call that
Speaking
a
of
double
eating,
win.
I've been watching My 600-Pound Life that comes on TLC.
Did I send you? I meant to send you this video earlier of this 600-pound looking guy doing like high kicks. Did I send it to you? I sent it. You didn't look at it.
These people, most of them are bedridden. Y'all,
Gotta be.
it's very hard to watch because it's not funny, but then some shit is crazy. Their personalities don't be matching up with somebody that's bedridden. But then when I watch it, I can't stop watching. I can't turn away. One lady told a story about having maggots in one of her folds underneath her stomach, one of her stomachs, because they big as fuck. But they're
My God.
bedridden, and this one lady, her name, well, the story was it's Lisa is the in the title. You'll see it if you look on demand or whatever. But she was talking cash shit to everybody and can't move to make your own food. So somebody got to
I be
cook your
like,
food
bitch,
and
you
bring
gonna
it to you
starve
and
with your
wash
fat
your
ass.
ass, wash all your asses every day, and you still talking shit. You will
Please.
you'll lose some weight because I
You
won't be
gonna
cooking for
starve
your ass.
today.
And the doctor that they go to on there don't give a fuck. He talk shit to their ass right back. He don't take no shit off them because he's used to them getting that big. You have to make a lot of excuses and be like a manipulator and all kinds of shit. So he's used to their personalities. He be telling their ass. One lady was like, "I feel sick from this diet. I'm not able to eat at all." He was like, "Oh, if you're not able to eat at all, then that should be the good thing. You 600 pounds. He don't care."
Is he black?
No, he
Oh.
has an accent. I don't know what he is, but
I'm gonna have to watch it because it
yeah, I
sounds
need to
like he
watch
be
that shit.
going
It's
off.
good.
I didn't
Anyway,
watch stuff like that or Hoarders because it would make me sick to my stomach.
well, if
But
Hoarders made you sick, when you see that lady eat them 2 medium pieces, cheese sticks, double fudge brownie, you really gonna get sick. I
and
said
wash it down
eat.
with a gallon of Kool-Aid.
Okay. Ooh, Kool-Aid. My
Extra,
mama Kool-Aid
extra
be
sugar.
good. The pink
You don't
kind,
need
pink
to
lemonade.
drink no Kool-Aid. The fuck?
I drink it when I go home to Virginia.
Why does your mom still make Kool-Aid?
I don't know, but my mom is the type of mom, country as hell. She makes things that she knows I like or one of my siblings like when we're coming home.
My mom does that too.
So she may
My
not
mom
make
was
it at
swearing
all.
down I love fried chicken. I say, you really think I'm that black? Pass me the hot sauce.
Well, I will say that my mama is correct when she make that pink Kool-Aid. I love it.
Pass me the motherfucking hot sauce, mom. Thank you.
Exactly. A whole
Please.
nigga. All right, y'all. So that's all I got for Articulate. Please be sure to add hashtag tap or hashtag the Articulate podcast when you're commenting around social media, and we may mention you on a future episode. This episode is brought to you by The Stephen Knight Show. The Stephen Knight Show combines hard cultural views, fashion and business news, indie music, along with celebrities from around the world of sports and entertainment. The Stephen Knight Show kicked off its 8th season on air on January 22nd. Previous guests have included Michael K. Williams, Faith Evans, Selena Johnson, Kelly Price, Monifa, Montel Jordan, Trina Braxton, Jodie Watley, and other celebrities, as well as many independent artists, movie directors, fitness and relationship experts, and now us. We were actually interviewed on there as well. The Stephen Knight Show airs each and every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only at thestephennightshow.com.
And we're back. Like cooked crap. This is the articulated segment.
What are we talking about?
Come on, jingle. That made me think of the Jamie Foxx show. Anyway, we're talking about vegans,
Ah,
vegetarians,
the ops.
the op, DA
Just
ops.
kidding.
No,
I
and
can never
vegans and
know.
vegetarians are not the same. They are very different. But you can say a vegan is a type of vegetarian. Anyway, let's get into it. So when researching this topic, there's a lot of information out there about vegetarianism, veganism, when it started, who started it, etc. I think the net of it is veganism typically comes along with people that are religious or that have strong ideals. So people that may have been in cults or people that were in certain religious sects, SECT sects. I can't say it right, but anyway. People that have very strong ideals typically align themselves with veganism. But the term, let's start with vegetarianism, because that's, I think, the most common term people know of. But vegetarianism started, how far back do you think it started, Ty?
It just started like 75 years ago.
No, I mean like in history.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
You were not listening, whole asshole.
The term you said?
Or when did the concept of vegetarianism start?
200 years ago.
My God. It dates back as far as 500 BC.
That is a whole lie.
It was it was first mentioned by the Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras of Samos. I butchered that. Around 500 BC. And you know he's the one that came up with the Pythagorean theorem, right? With triangles.
Got it.
But he promoted vegetarianism or benevolence among all species. And then around that same time, people that practiced Buddhism, Hinduism, they advocated vegetarianism, believing that humans should not inflict pain on other animals. So a lot of people that are vegetarians, they do have these ideals about how you should treat animals, or perhaps just not wanting to consume meat and flesh. But it's more than just a dietary choice. It usually aligns with their ideal system. So around that same, I told you, around 500 BCE, Siddhartha Gautama, but you know the Buddha? Like when you see a statue of a Buddha?
Yeah.
He is a
fat.
real person, right? But he started discussing vegetarian diets with his followers as well. So
He was big. He's portrayed as big.
there are plenty of big vegans. I can tell you one right now. Barry White, big as a house. He was a vegan.
That always confuses me, but go ahead.
What are you eating?
Fucking potatoes every day.
Can I have
Carbs
French
only.
fries? You are trifling as hell. But you were right about vegetarianism becoming popular in the U.S. around in the 1970s, you know, when people were like super hippies. But prior to that, in 1944, there was a woodworker who was British. His name's Donald Watson. He announced that because vegetarians typically eat dairy and eggs, he was going to come up with a new term, vegan. I'm skipping over a bunch of history, but for the most part, you just need to know that vegetarianism dates back to 500 BCE. Veganism dates back to the early 1900s. And it started in England. I guess the term was started by an Englishman. And yeah, he started the Vegan Society as well. And he had 2 million, or there were about 2 million self-identifying vegans in Britain that followed his ideals around the time he passed in 2005. And he lived to age 95.
Come on.
So
Proof in the pudding.
might be saying something. But I saw his picture. He was through. So I don't know. I've seen, it's this lady, a black lady. She was floating around Instagram that's like in her 70s or something. But if you put her next to her husband, she looks really young and her husband looks dumb old.
I think I saw that.
You saw it. And she grows all of her own plants and vegetables. She grows all of her vegetables and fruits in her own garden. So what is a vegetarian? How would you describe them?
Vegetarians, they only eat vegetables. Well, they don't eat meat, but they will eat dairy. Like, they eat some animal byproducts like eggs and dairy, right?
So you're describing a lacto-ovo-vegetarian. They eat both eggs and dairy. But there's also a lacto-vegetarian that only will do dairy but not eggs. And then you have an ovo-vegetarian that will not do dairy but they do the eggs. So there's multiple types of vegetarians, but essentially a vegetarian doesn't eat animals. It's that simple. They just do not eat animals. So that includes beef, pork, seafood, poultry, any creature that was once living. They don't eat them. They typically live on a diet of grains, legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, fungi, algae, yeast, and or some other non-animal based foods, with or without dairy products, honey, and or eggs. So vegetarians, they don't eat any, for lack of a better word, flesh or meat from an animal. So like you said, there are people that eat eggs or eat dairy, so they eat a byproduct of an animal, but they don't necessarily eat meat. Some people do it for religious reasons. Some people do it for health reasons. Like I know Bill Clinton, he adopted a vegan diet after he had a heart attack. So some people, will do it because they may have been diagnosed with cancer. You never know. Like people have their reasons. I know when I had my brief stint with vegetarianism, I did.
How many
It was
days?
because my dad is a vegan and he used to really preach that shit to me. And in order for me to like keep up with it, I had to like continuously educate myself. So I would read about it or I would watch documentaries. And you see people, like when you see them making chicken nuggets, that pink meat or that pink stuff.
Yeah.
You seen it? Like shit like that. Like I would watch stuff to purposefully gross me out so I wouldn't want to eat meat.
Gross.
Yeah. So veganism, some people say veganism is like an extreme version of vegetarianism, but vegans, it's a little, like I try to explain it because, Melanie,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
she decided to go vegan for Lent. And she's like, do you want to be a vegan with me for Lent? And I'm like, I have leather that I wear. Like I have a leather jacket that I plan on wearing. Not gonna not wear it during Lent. But it's beyond just what you eat. It's about how you treat animals. You can't wear any leather or wool or anything that comes from an animal. Like you literally have to wear cotton.
It's really a lifestyle change.
It's a complete lifestyle change. But yeah, vegans, they remove any and all animal byproducts and or drinks or food and drinks that involve animals in their processing mechanism. So dairy, of course, eggs, honey, even, they won't eat that because bees have to make honey.
Right.
And yeah, so gelatin, of course, that you can't drink Kool-Aid when you go to your mama's house.
Look, this is why I side eye people in my life who say they're going vegan because I'm like, I don't know if they understand what that really means.
Like you can't do any fur, you can't have leather, even your beauty products can't be animal tested. So you really have to read the label.
Exactly. Even like when you go out to eat at restaurants, like things that have like eggs and shit in there, you have no idea that have it in there. Like you really have to ask all the questions and read the menu. Like,
and what kind of car are you driving? Like my car has leather seats.
Exactly.
You out here driving cotton. You out here driving seats with like what kind of seats?
Cloth, yeah.
You got cloth seats? I ain't sat on a cloth seat in years. But anyway.
I ain't gonna lie. Uber. I Ubered at a couple.
Oh, and they always smell so bad. No shade to anybody with cloth seats. I'm sorry. Let me come back down to earth. But yeah, so there are multiple types of vegetarians. Standard vegetarian, standard vegan. And then you have a fruitarian. It's an extreme vegetarian diet where you only eat fruits. And that's because they feel like they can only eat foods that fall from the tree naturally. So they're not going to pick the fruit off the tree.
Y'all so dramatic.
So
they can only grow and pick their own fruit. Otherwise, they gotta ask like, "Do you know if this fell?" No. Mm-mm.
No, they can't pick it. It has to fall, and they have to be there when it falls.
Right. So they got to get their own shit.
It's a mess.
Well, I do know about another one. It's called flexitarian because I was flexitarian for a period because I didn't eat red meat.
Yes, I heard that too. And then the lacto ovo, and then pescatarian. A lot of folks are pescatarians because they don't necessarily eat meat, but they will eat fish or a shellfish. And I've heard some people say they're vegetarian, but whole time they eating seafood, and I'm like, you're a pescatarian, sis.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Let's
not
get
quite
the
the
right
same.
terminology.
But the key takeaway is not all vegetarians and vegans follow the same diets to a T. It varies from person to person. But if you're wondering if something you're eating is vegan or vegetarian, a good rule of thumb is if it was once living, it's not suitable for vegetarians. If it has anything to do with an animal living or dead, it's not suitable for vegans. So if you're ever confused, remember that shit. But some famous vegans that you may or may not know about, Serena and Venus,
Yep.
are vegans. I said Bill, Barry White, Samuel Jackson, Maya.
Yep.
If you remember her, she's still
Russell
fine, and that's
Simmons.
probably why. Uncle Russ has been a vegan since 1998,
Wow.
and he actually looks younger now than he did back in the day. He
And
was
he don't
through
even
back
remember
in the
what
day.
bacon tastes like. Bless his heart.
98, my God. Sia, Stevie Wonder, Dawn, you love her.
I
Richard,
do love her.
she's vegan. Ellen is Alicia
Stevie, they got you on
Silverstone.
that diet.
Stevie, Ariana Grande, Waka Flocka Flame. He went on it so he can lose weight, and he has kept it off, but he been getting a little thick, so I don't know.
Might have snuck a little steak in there.
But yeah, Beyonce and Jay-Z were vegan for like 22 days a couple years
And
ago.
I think she posted something about going vegan again until
Yeah.
her show coming up.
She goes vegan as part of her training process. So, in a nutshell, if you want to become a vegan, you definitely have to do your research, and you definitely have to make some lifestyle changes and probably get rid of some shit in your closet. Because you can't claim to be vegan and not live the
Yeah.
lifestyle all the way. Otherwise,
Beyond the
you're just a
kitchen.
vegetarian, sis. But yeah, shout out to all the vegans, vegetarians out there. Keep doing what you're doing, saving the planet
I
or whatever.
respect it. I respect it. Because that,
Yeah.
to each his own, but that takes some real strength.
But I've tasted some really good vegetarian food when I was down in Atlanta. In Indian, I can't believe I forgot to say that. About 70% of the Indian population is vegetarian. I don't
Not
think
my
they're vegan,
boss.
but they might be vegetarian. You?
Meat everywhere. Oh, I forgot to mention too, while you're on this topic, one of my old coworkers who I'm still cool with, she's vegan, and she asked me out to lunch on Saturday. And I was thinking in my head, like, what could we possibly eat that I'm going to like too? But I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and go to a vegan restaurant. So she's going to pick one. And I'm
Yeah.
praying that I like the food.
You will, because my line sister, Leslie, she is a vegan, and she had us go to a vegan restaurant before she left to go to New York. And it's actually closed now, which I'm sad, but they had some really, like, the food was so fucking good. And what you'll find is they'll try to mimic certain, like, non-vegetarian food, which I don't really care for, but whatever. But, like, they had, like, a chickpea chicken nugget or some shit like that, or...
Listen,
But it's
yeah.
usually really good. Like, it tastes great.
Grindhouse burgers, if y'all have one. I don't know if y'all have one where y'all at, but if you
I don't
do,
think so.
they have vegan burgers. I forgot. It's like Impossible Burgers. I think that's the meat they're using. It's a brand. I tasted it, and I swear they're cooking it on the same griddle that they're cooking the regular beef hamburgers on, because it tastes too
Stupidity.
fucking good for them not to be doing that. And I'm sure a vegan has
You
gotten
sure
sick
ain't
if
no
that's the
meat in
case.
this?
I swear it was good as fuck. Like the texture was right, everything. Because I've had some burgers that they, veggie burgers that they claim, this tastes a lot like beef. It was never the case. But this time, like they really got that shit down. I don't know. They got some beef juice on it or something, but it was really good. So if y'all got one of those in your city, go.
They spray some
try
beef
that.
juice on it. What's it called again?
Grindhouse burgers. We
I'll
got
check
one
it
in the
out.
airport here, and a couple other locations.
I will check it out. But yeah, vegetarianism, veganism for the articulated segment of this week. That was weird. Let's just go to break. I'm sorry. This episode is brought to you by The Stephen Knight Show. The Stephen Knight Show combines heart, cultural views, fashion, and business news, indie music, along with celebrities from the world of sports and entertainment. The Stephen Knight Show airs each and every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Previous guests have included me and Ty, Michelle K. Williams, Tito Jackson. I was going to say Jackson 5. Tito Jackson, Faith Evans, Monifa, Pam Long of the R&B group Total, and many other celebrities and independent artists, movie directors, fitness and relationship experts. The Stephen Knight Show airs each and every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only at thestephennightshow.com.
All right, y'all. We back with words of the week.
Words of the week.
You still shucking them peas, big face.
Oh, you said that because I took my hair down.
I didn't, but you said something earlier that made me think of that episode when Martin went to that cult.
Oh, I said something about cults.
Okay. He kept saying, the return of the Geechee is over.
Why are you such a Martin stan?
I love Martin. That's why I'm like, I hope this shit come back. All right, words of the week. So I'm going to give 2 words and their definitions, and Savage and I will attempt to use those words in a sentence hopefully related to something we talked about on this episode.
Hopefully.
The first word is wool gathering. Wool gathering is spelled WOOLGATHERING. Wool gathering is a noun, and it means indulgence in idle daydreaming. Wool gathering. So when
Trump took a break.
Go ahead.
Trump took a break from his wool gathering to gather y'all niggas about the Oscars.
Talk. America took a break from wool gathering to have their edges snatched by Beyonce dropping this new song with DJ Khaled.
Shit, I will gather about Beyonce dropping a new song. All I know is she got braids and it's about to be lit. I'm so mad I'm not going to Coachella. I just cannot bring myself to go out there.
That's what I meant to say earlier. I wanted to go too.
I can't bring myself to go. I'm sorry.
You'll be out there all fucking day. They got like 100 artists on the bill. Well, I'm not mad. Beyonce gonna be last. I'll just come late. But the next word, tenebrous.
Please spell it.
Tenebrous is spelled TENEBROUS. Tenebrous is an adjective, and it could mean either shut off from the light, so like dark or murky, or hard to understand, obscure.
Hold on, light. Wasn't that from Martin?
Yeah. Save the world from darkness. You know I know.
Tenebrous.
Tenebrous. Shut off from the light. So dark or obscure.
Tenebrous. Tenebrous. You go first. I need to think.
The substance in Blac Chyna's ass is very tenebrous.
You are very childish for that.
Poke it and see what happened.
Ooh, it probably.
It looked hard. It looked hard as fuck.
It's just. It looks uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't want to live my life that way. I think that I'm trying to remember what the first story was. What was the first story?
The first thing we talked about was DJ Khaled new song.
Oh, it was lit.
About Beyonce being everything, Blac Chyna's ass, the Oscars, Usher's divorce.
You didn't go to the tenebrous depths of Instagram this week to find anything messy, so it's hard for me to come up with a good sentence. But I mean, I guess Usher was definitely in there.
There was a lot of random things that happened, but none that I actually
10 of
cared
us.
about. It's
Nothing
hard.
of interest. I can't. Nothing. Absolutely nothing stands out from last week.
Exactly. It was a slow week.
Slow week in
Wendy
news.
Williams still at home because she still didn't apologize to Beyonce. But, what can
Right.
we
They
say?
stung her ass into the house, into the tenements dust of her damn house.
She said she'll be back on March 19th. I hope there's an apology in order.
Gotta be if she want to stay in business.
Yeah, but that's all we got for y'all. So visit us at thearticulatepodcast.com. You can find all the ways to listen on there. There's links to everything. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Don't forget, when you're commenting around social media, use hashtag TAP or hashtag thearticulatepodcast.
Yes, and please engage with us on all social media platforms, including Twitter, IG, Facebook, and we're typically The Articulate Podcast, except for on Twitter, we're The Articulate PC. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.
Me too. And I told y'all to go see A Wrinkle in Time last episode, but actually it comes out this Friday. So
Oh, also, it's Women's Month, so it's Women's
Amen.
Health Month. So make sure you get that coochie checked out if you haven't already.
Get them titties felt up.
Get them titties
And
squeezed.
that puss.
Wait. Puss just felt so aggressive. Anyway, have a happy hump day. Well,
Oh, wait.
over.
Atlanta, you can eat at Houston's again. T.I. said it was okay.
I never stop. We don't have a Houston's, but we have a Woodmont Grill, and they have the same menu, and it's amazing.
We can get some
going.
Spanish dip when you come down.
When I come to Atlanta, I want to go to so many different restaurants, but Houston's is going to be on my list because you
We
know
could
what?
just
Welcome
get
back.
Spanish dip and then go to Papados.
Okay, perfect.
That Papados happy hour was lit. That fucking
so
food.
lit.
Remember that?
I do.
Anyway, all right,
Anyway,
y'all.
guys, bye.